Joshua Orth wrote to me by email maybe. I'm adding solar panel cleaning to my business. I'm sold on the solar rocker brush, but I already have my own pole. Are your brushes compatible with other poles and hoses? And the answer is almost yes.
Almost?
Yeah. So we supply, so solar rockers in production now. It's basically a pivot.
Flip it so we see the name.
Oh yeah. Oh, solar rocker. Yeah. There you go. Ta-da!
Very cool. Here we are. Great. Thanks, buddy.
Right, and it's got a rocker in there. So the design for solar rocker will be a pivot with a pivot lock. Peter Thomas came up with this idea, right, on putting a lock on the pivot. So it's got a pivot lock, which means you can use it with a pivot, and the same will happen with deep frame shortly. So, but it's basically locked. So this function here is designed for either a reach it or an Unger with a Euro thread, or you can change out to a Gardner or a Tucker in the lever mechanism in this point here. So you can take your Gardner Tucker piece here and leave that with your pole, and this is compatible here, and then reassemble.
Super easy to adjust.
Yeah. So the challenge is when we give you the solar rocker, we're also going to give you the goosenecks to be able to raise the pole up if you're working quite horizontally, or another gooseneck if you're working from above, because you really want the majority of the water you want on the downside of the panel, so that as you come down, you're turbulating a lot of water and then pulling all the dirt off the glass. You don't want to be spending most of your time pushing dirt up the panel and then pulling the brush away, and then that dirt is going to travel slower, right? So the dirt on glass falls because you've got 100% the force of gravity. But when you put a panel at 45 degrees, the speed on the glass is half. So while the water is coming down at half the speed, thank you.
Too many cameras.
When the water is coming down at half the speed, the chances are that the dirt will actually settle somewhere on the way down the panel, so you won't get spot free. So if the water's on the top of the brush, you'll push the dirty water up, and then you'll leave the dirty water there and pull it down. So the art of the solar rocker is that most of the water is underneath. We still have 8 jets on top, so you have got some water in the upstroke, but most of the water is for the downstroke.
There's a great video, another recent workshop that we made.
That's already published? Right.
Only focused on this and
great.
How you do it and the technique.
Great. So you go to our YouTube channel, Future of Cleaning, look up the Reach It Workshop playlist, and there is a very good explanation in there of that point. So yes, you can use solar rocker in this form if you're just nice and close to the panel, but you cannot use the extra goosenecks unless you do your own DIY mods for them.